So back with another video, giving a follow-up. I got more videos coming this week on my little power station. So the Bluetti AC2P, so far so good. I'm loving this thing. I've been testing it out. I've been using it mostly with the DC, not so much with the inverter, because that uses a lot of power. So I'm gonna do like a whole day of using this with my electronic devices and give you guys an idea of how it actually works with electronics. But I can tell you up front though, when it comes to stuff like this with my MacBook Pro, this will charge at 70 watts depending on where the battery percentage is. So if the battery percentage is low, then it's gonna charge at the 70 watts. Once it hits 80, it'll drop down to like 40, and then once it hit 90, it'll drop down to like 15 until it's done. So that's how that works. When it comes to my iPad mini though, it'll just maintain the charge. It will not charge it fully if I'm using it. If I stop using it and it is like it is right now, it'll charge it, but it only charges at like 15 watts for whatever reason. It does the same thing when it comes to my iPhone. It won't charge my iPhone fully if I'm using it. It'll just maintain where it is. But if I stop using it, let the screen turn off, it'll charge it up to about 20 watts. And then, you know, it just takes its time charging. But it lets you know how these systems actually work. It does the same thing with my iPad Pro. It'll just maintain where it is if I'm using it. But once I stop using it, it'll start charging. But the most I've seen those get up to, even with putting it in that 100 watt USB-C, is like 15, 20 watts is max. Same with the watch. It would only do 7, 8 watts. It will not do fast charging. So I think these systems are set up to know the difference between being on the grid and then being on something like this, like a power bank or a power station. They won't do it. But the Mac is the only one that still operates like normal. When I'm charging, it'll do its full 70 watts that this system is rated for. So, you know, just know what you're buying when you're getting these things. But like I said, I'm gonna do a day in the life video that's coming. I'm gonna do a video showing how long this thing actually lasts charging these devices, which it should last a couple days doing that. So, but this is actually a good purchase for me for what I like to do. It's very light, very portable, it only being 7.9 pounds, 8 pounds to move around. So I do have a trip coming up this week. I am taking this with me out in the field. I do have my iPhone, my drone, a couple of cameras, and that's it. That's all I'm really taking. So I'm gonna use them and run them down and then put them on this and then see how long it takes to charge them back up when using this. But so far so good. I have no complaints about anything. Again, I don't recommend people use these unless you have to. You're better off using these because it will last a lot longer instead of having to use this where it converts power using that inverter. You're draining the battery even faster. This way right here, you're not draining as fast and it will last longer. Now my next thing that I want to purchase is going to be a solar panel. And I'm doing a ton of research right now on these solar panels, and I know that buying those little 60 watts, even with a power station this size that's 230, I mean, you're looking at what, almost 8 hours? Because you're not gonna get 60 watts. It's probably gonna be, the most efficient it might be is 37 to 40, 45 if you're lucky. So, I mean, 8 to 10 hours to charge 230 watts. But those solar panels are not cheap. So I actually wanna start out and get a 200 watt for this one, where it'll take like an hour, 2 hours at the most to charge this up. But when I buy the bigger one, which is the 1440, I'm looking to hook up 2 of those 200 watt panels, make it 400 watts, and then you're looking at maybe 5 to 6 hours to charge up a much bigger power station than this. But I'm gonna stick with Bluetti. I'm not gonna go with EcoFlow or Anchor. DJI one was interesting, but to get the solar panels and all that, it's kind of complicated. They got all these different dongles and everything you gotta hook up. So I didn't want to mess with the DJI one, even though the inverter in the DJI is 2200 watts, where the bigger one I want to get that's Bluetti is 1800 watts. But to be honest with you, there's only 3 things in this current apartment that I would want it for. The microwave, which I don't use it very often, the refrigerator, which is a medium size, and the washer, which is a small size, that 1440, more than enough to run those 3 things. But I do plan on moving outside the city at some point. So this, like I said, is just to maintain my electronics. The bigger one will be running the entire apartment, which there's no AC in most of these apartments. So 1440 watt battery with an 1800 watt inverter surges up to 2700, more than enough to run these smaller apartments, okay? Because they are nowhere near, and they don't have any of the amenities, most of the amenities that you get in the US. I shouldn't say any, but most of the amenities that you get in the US. So that's where I am with this, man. It's been, what, about 5 days with this, using it so far. Haven't been on the road with it yet. Plan on doing it this week. Tomorrow is a holiday, so I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to go somewhere tomorrow or I want to wait till later the week. We'll see. But anyway though, guys, look forward to more videos coming about the Bluetti AC2P. I'll see you guys later. I'm out of here.